are another player with the sound of left building. Check out this.
Good to hear your name called.
Yeah, good feeling. Just happy for the opportunity at hand, and just looking forward to getting to Raleigh and just getting things going.
So a 5-bid Big East team, Big East League, and 3 last year. Some teams should have made it and that didn't, and now Xavier gets in as a bubble team. Just your reaction to a 5-bid Big East?
Yeah, I think it just shows the strength of our conference. We also have, I feel like we don't have as many teams too, so I think it just, you also got to take that into account. But I mean, it's just also a good feeling to see other teams there, like in your conference representing. So.
What was your reaction to just like how you watched a lot of Oklahoma this season? What did you think of that?
Yeah, watched a couple of games like over the course of the season, just like tune around. Like we always watch basketball. Just when you get bored, you always just watch basketball. So I mean, watched them a couple of times, but it's just gonna be interesting just playing against them too, just up front.
So we've seen the ceiling's really high for this team. You guys have done some great things, and we've seen some struggles where the floor is pretty low. Is it hard to know what to expect from yourselves now?
I don't think it's really hard for what to expect at all, to be honest. I think we just have to trust the work that we put in every day. We practice super hard every single day, and I think the upper hand that we have on a lot of teams is the work that we put in and the effort that coach just instills in us every single day with just the way we practice.
So can you talk about your role going into this? Obviously you had some flashes, but now you're going to be relied on so much more. Can you throw that switch, and are you looking forward to the opportunity to be one of those guys to lead the way to round number 2 and even beyond, hopefully?
Yeah, definitely prepare for it. I've been working my whole life for this, and this is kind of opportunities you get where you just dream of as a little kid. So I mean, I'm more excited than anything, and just God bless the man above, to be honest.
How close is Raleigh to home? Is it?
Oh, it's pretty far. It's pretty far. I haven't been too many times, but
so
it's definitely pretty far.
But you probably still have a decent amount of like friends or family there, I guess.
Yeah, around the area, like North Carolina, South Carolina.
At the game though, like coming.
Yeah, sure. Hopefully, it should be nice.
How much different did this selection show feel than last year's? Now that you are, like you just mentioned, leading scorer and such a big piece of this team.
Yeah, I'd say actually, to be honest, I think the biggest difference was just how long we had to sit through it. Because, I mean, after the first year, like, we knew we were the first seed, like, everything like that. But, like, going through the whole process and, like, sitting through, like, every single bracket, I mean, it was just a different experience. So you get, like, the best of, like, both spectrums, to be honest. So I think that was kind of cool.
So do you feel like you're ready at this point in the season to be a leader and to be counted on to get some W's?
Absolutely. That's what we've been preparing for the whole year. And we have a bunch of other leaders along with us, to be honest. So, I mean, I'm just super excited for the opportunity.
You had so many guys that you could watch ahead of you last year, and I'm sure as a competitor you were just itching to be involved, but how do you yes, you get to be involved now, but what did you take from, more than involved, but what did you take from the guys that you were watching last year?
Yeah, I mean, I used to talk about it all the time. Like, I learned so much from Cam, Tristan, Steph, and Haas last year, just in general. I think just, like, the pace of play, like, the way that they played, and every time they stepped on the court, when Haas was sub in, the energy he came in to the game with, every time he checks in, I feel like it's just like a spark. And I think that was one thing I picked up from him. I think each guy just has something about them that just makes them special. But I think just learning from all 4 of them, seeing what they were able to do and just what they're capable of, I think it just gives me an opportunity to just be able to show what I can do as well.
How about their composure through the tournament?
Oh, I feel like they were always cool and collected, but like every time you saw them in the locker room, like you could just look at Cam and just tell, like, yeah, that's a winner. Like, you're going into every game and like you're believing you could win no matter what.
From a guy who's ramped up his production a lot this year, everyone loves to play offense, of course, but defense is getting a lot of headlines right now. And just talk about what goes into grasping this defensive scheme here for you guys, and where do you feel, defensively from where you were like a year ago? I mean, do you feel like you're hitting your peak at the right time, maybe?
Yeah, I feel like as a player, I feel like my defense has definitely gotten a little better. I could definitely get much better defensively, but I definitely think it's taken much further steps than my freshman year. As a team, I feel like it's just we've been working on defense like every single day through our practice. We do defensive warm-up. We do a lot of defensive drills, and that's been improving since the start of the season. So I think it's actually just an exciting opportunity just to prove how much better we've gotten over the year.
Can you see this team doing 40 full minutes of defense? You've seen flashes of it for sure.
Absolutely,
year,
yeah.
Like, especially this time of year, you need it. Like it's that or the alternative.
Yeah,
stinks.
absolutely. You definitely got to just play a full 40 minutes of defense. I mean, when you get to this time, defense wins championships, and that's what we know now. So that's one end we're definitely really focusing on.
Liam's been one of the best freshmen, obviously, in the country this year. How impressive have you been with the kid Fears from Oklahoma for what you've seen of him?
I really haven't I've seen him a little bit, but he's definitely a really talented player. We just got a lot of different ways to counteract his offense. So I mean, it's just going to be a really fun, exciting game for sure.
Solo, what are you going to do to stay loose? Because that's really important to be successful on the court, just being loose. What are you going to do to stay loose?
I'd say, well, to be honest, I think the biggest thing is just keeping my mind right. And keeping my mind right will just keep everything else in check. Just mentally, if I'm making sure like I'm mentally there and always focused, always locked in, taking it one day at a time, I know I'll be okay.
Do you find yourself drifting? Like I know it's not like where does your mind go if it's not like locked in? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I usually don't drift. I mean, first thing I do when I wake up, I do breathing exercise to like just keep me level-headed throughout the day. So I do 6-5-4, 6 seconds inhale, hold, 5 seconds, 4 seconds exhale. Like I do that for 10 minutes every single day when I wake up. I make my bed. So I mean, I can go into the day like really calm. Make sure.
Sitting down, lying down, lights on, lights off.
Yeah, as soon as I wake up, so my alarm goes off, I turn my phone off, and then I just lay back down, do 10 minutes of breathing, put the alarm back on for 10 minutes, and then that's really it.
Do you ever do that in game at all?
Yeah, I actually do that. Before the game, I actually do the same thing, kind of like that. But I actually put on a sound. I put on the same sound. It's called Clear Minds on Apple Music. It's like this playlist, but it's like a 10-minute sound. So I just listen to that before. It's really almost the same time every time. It's like 70 minutes, the 70-minute mark. Between 70 and 60 minutes, I always get like that breathing exercise, and that's always been every single game.
Where'd you pick that up?
I really just started doing it this year, like the whole year, every single game. So I've always just made sure I'm locked in.
Alex came back this year to lead you guys to a third championship. What have you seen out of him? I mean, he's had his struggles, but do you see a guy that you can lean on now in the tournament?
Absolutely. I mean, he's been the starting man on both teams that have won, and you always know what he's capable of. He's a killer every time he steps on the court, and I know every single one of the 13 of us on the bench just believe in him for sure.
What makes him a killer?
What makes him a killer? Everything. Everything. I feel like the way he leads, the way he carries himself, even without his voice, just the way, like his actions, like what people say, actions speak louder than words, just the stuff that he does and just how people just fall in line with that. I think it just makes him such a special person.
Do you guys feel the weight of trying to make history and live up to the tradition here, or is it an excitement because you believe, you know what, we're UConn, we might have another run left in us?
Yeah, definitely excitement just for the moment at hand, to be honest. Just to be in March Madness, we got a couple guys who've just never been here before, too. So I think that's one thing people got to take into account, but also just being here, having this opportunity just to go back. I mean, it's just a really good opportunity to have.
What is the weight of the UConn jersey? I know at times it's felt probably a little heavy this year.
Yeah, it can be heavy, but at the same time, you have a really supportive fan base behind you that with you through thick and thin. So, I mean, just thinking through that, I mean, that's pretty much it, to be honest.
From a team, what kind of vibes you pick up from the coaching staff when you're inside these walls? Like, I'm sure they're instilling confidence in you, but do you feel like they think you guys can catch some lightning in a bottle here and make a deep run?
Absolutely. I mean, we were just talking about that in the locker room before we had media and stuff like that, just how we just have a chance to make a run and just going to make sure we put all the work in that's needed to be, and hey, hopefully everything just runs its course.
Solo?
Thanks, Solo.
Thank you.